Hi, this is Jason, Certified Financial Planner with AdviseEdge and host of the Fighting Words Financial Podcast, where we give you the tools and strategies to fight for your financial future. I get a lot of questions about Social Security from divorced spouses. On the surface, it looks like your choices are really simple. You can either take 50% of your ex-spouse's benefit or your benefit, whichever one is higher. As with all things government and retirement related, it's actually a little bit more complicated than that. And in this video today, I thought I'd take the time to address some of those questions. First, I'd like to start off by dispelling some of the most common misconceptions regarding Social Security for divorced spouses. If you watched any of my other videos, you may have noticed that I really don't like fear-mongering in any capacity, but particularly around those issues that concern retirement, because there is a lot of fear-mongering going on out there. Social Security strategies are one of the things that people are most confused by and most fearful of once they start to approach retirement, and this fear is oftentimes exploited by financial professionals. So hopefully today I'll help clear up some of the confusion and demystify the process a little bit for you. The first misconception that I would like to dispel is the fact that many people think that their spouse is going to know if they're taking a Social Security benefit based on their work record. That is completely untrue. There is no need to discuss plans or Social Security strategy with your ex-spouse. There's no reason to share that information. Your ex-spouse does not have a right to know if the Social Security that you are receiving is based on your work record or based on the ex-spouse's work record. The Social Security Administration will not notify them, and so long as you meet all of the other normal qualifications, you get to decide which benefit you take and how you're going to use it. The second misconception is nothing your ex-spouse can do will result in your benefit being reduced or denied, and that includes remarriage or death. Even if your spouse gets remarried, you will not lose any benefit or have your benefit denied due to your ex-spouse's new spouse. This simply isn't how Social Security works. There's been a number of surveys done over the years, and most people who responded thought that their ex-spouse could do something to eliminate or reduce their benefit. This is just simply not true. There are a lot of things that an ex-spouse can do to make your life miserable, but they can't do anything about your Social Security benefits. Third, if your ex-spouse claims against your record, your Social Security can't be reduced or eliminated either. You see, this protection works both ways. It doesn't just protect you, it also protects your ex-spouse. So the next question I usually get is, how do I know which benefits I qualify for? There are a few basic qualifications you have to meet. You do need to meet all of the qualifications, by the way. You need to have been married to your spouse for at least 10 years. It doesn't matter how long ago you got divorced. It could be 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30, it doesn't matter. Both you and your spouse must be at least 62 years of age before you apply to claim Social Security as an ex-spouse. To claim on your ex's record, you must not have gotten remarried since. You and your ex-spouse must have been divorced for at least 2 years or longer, or your ex-spouse must be already taking Social Security. And the last one is, you must be entitled normally or in general to Social Security or disability benefits. If you meet all of these qualifications, the next step is for you to make an appointment at your nearest Social Security office. You have a lot of choices when it comes to how you take Social Security. Your Social Security worker can help you understand the various options you have at different ages, but they're not going to be able to help you determine what option you should choose based on a holistic look at your own unique retirement situation. The very basic thing that the Social Security worker is going to help you determine as a divorced spouse is the calculated benefits that you qualify for. What is your primary insurance amount and what is your ex-spouse's primary insurance amount? The primary insurance amount is the benefit that a person is entitled to receive at his or her normal retirement age. The primary insurance amount is the benefit that a person is entitled to receive at his or her normal retirement age. 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we get into the real nerdy stuff that I love, all right? The primary insurance amount is calculated on another number called the Averaged Indexed Monthly Earnings, or the AIME. That's your earnings over the 35 highest earning years that you had during your working life. You divide that number by 420, and that's the number of months in 35 years, and that's going to give you your historical monthly earnings. So it's not quite that simple. The wages are then indexed against the national average salary from 2 years prior. This gives you a fair view of wage growth and helps the Social Security Administration estimate how benefits should increase to cover that growth over the lifetime of the retiree. Now that the AIME, or the average indexed monthly earnings, has been indexed, the PIA, or the primary insurance amount, can be calculated. The primary insurance amount isn't a straightforward calculation either. The government would never make something that you were entitled to and that you paid into that easy. I mean, of course, right? The government takes 3 different percentages of 3 different slices of the average index monthly earnings and adds them together. Now, the percentages are fixed. They're fixed at 90, 32, and 15%, but the dollar amount cutoffs for those slices and calculations change every year. Like, for example, and this is, don't quote me on this because I don't know that this is fact. Let's say from your earnings from 0 to 5,000, you take 15% of that. From 5,000 to 10,000, you take 32% of that. And from 10,000 to and up, you take 90% of that amount, and that helps you to calculate your AIME. Those numbers are probably wrong. I'm just trying to give you an example of how this works. These dollar amounts are called the bend points, and you can find out more about them on the Social Security Administration website. If you would like me to provide that link, just ask me in the comments, and I'll post it in the comments below. Okay, so once your Social Security worker has helped you determine both you and your ex-spouse's primary insurance amount, you have some decisions to make. If you were born before January 2nd, 1954, you have a benefit that others don't have. You have the ability to claim something called the spousal restricted application. That means that as long as you wait until your full retirement age, you can first claim a spousal benefit and then switch at your full retirement age to your own benefit, or at age 70 to the higher benefit if your personal benefit is higher. If you were born after January 2nd, 1954, you can only choose the higher of 2 benefits, either yours or your spouse's, on the day you want to start taking distributions. That other option no longer exists. But once again, the choice really isn't that simple. The timing of when you want or need to take those distributions could affect which benefit is higher. If your benefit based on 50% of your ex-spouse's primary insurance amount is higher before your full retirement age or age 70, that does not mean that your full benefit, the one based on your work record, will not be higher when you reach age 70 or reach your full retirement age. When you have your appointment with the Social Security Administration, they should provide you a printout of the benefits you qualify with both your primary insurance amount and your ex-spouse's primary insurance amount at various ages. The timing of when you take your benefit could affect which benefit is more and how much it will be. So here's an example. I'm going to cut away to an image.
All right, guys, let's take a look at this graph right here. This shows kind of how the primary insurance amount for the client of the ex-spouse change over time, and where it is beneficial for the client to take his or her own primary insurance amount rather than that of her ex-spouse. So AdviseEdge, my company, actually produced this graph, and it was really just me and my intern working on it. Anyway, so at when you go into the Social Security office and you meet with that Social Security representative, they determine that the client's primary insurance amount is $1,100 per month, and the ex-spouse's primary insurance amount is $2,400 a month, shown right here. So I want to go through and show you how at various ages now this can change. So there's a lot of good reasons to take Social Security early at age 62. There's a lot of good reasons to delay it until age 70. A lot of times, though, when folks are taking it at age 62, it's because maybe their health isn't very good or their financial situation dictates that they need to take that. But at age 62, the client's Social Security benefit, based on her own Social Security primary insurance amount, would be $797 a month. Based on the ex-spouse's primary insurance amount, that would be $870. So it would be more beneficial for her, of course, to take her ex-spouse's, or take the spousal benefit. Now, we're going to look at the full retirement age. At the full retirement age, her benefit is $1,100 per month, and the spousal benefit is $1,200 per month. If she elects to take Social Security at full retirement age, it is still more beneficial for that client to take Social Security from the spousal benefit because it's $100 higher per month. Now, if we move on to age 70, here's where we see kind of the crossover point. The client's primary insurance amount is worth $1,452 per month at the time period. If you look at the ex-spouse's primary insurance amount and the spousal benefit associated with that, the spousal benefit is always going to be 50% of the ex-spouse's primary insurance amount. It never grows any larger than that. So you don't get the benefit of delaying taking between full retirement age and age 70. You don't get that benefit of delaying taking those payments. So if you have the ability to delay payment till age 70, maybe you're working, maybe you have investments to draw on, then maybe it makes a lot more sense for you to delay that payment to age 70. And then at that point, the client's own benefit is going to be higher.
This is one of the things that a certified financial planner like myself helps people to understand as they approach retirement and to create retirement distribution strategies. Finally, I'd like to cover Social Security survivor benefits for a divorced spouse of a worker. So long as you were married more than 10 years and didn't get remarried before age 60, you will probably qualify for the normal Social Security survivor's benefit, just like you would if you were still married. If you get remarried after age 60 or 50 if you're disabled, your survivor's benefit won't be affected by that. The amount you get in Social Security survivor's benefit does not in any way affect any others who qualify for survivor's benefits, such as your ex-spouse's new spouse. So there could actually be two survivor benefits being paid out by the Social Security Administration. That is just how Social Security works. So long as you meet all of the conditions, you should be able to apply for that regular Social Security survivor's benefit and be subject to its normal restrictions and benefits. Well, that wraps up today's video on Social Security benefits for divorced spouses. Please take the time to hit that like button for the Google algorithm. Please do us the honor of subscribing to our channel. Comment below if you have questions or other Social Security topics you would like me to cover. I'm happy to do so. Once again, this is Jason, Certified Financial Planner with AdviseEdge and host of the Fighting Words Financial Podcast, where we give you the tools and strategies to fight for your future.